All right, what's up, traders? To watch this video for Friday, January 7th, the SPY today. Let me zoom in a little bit, show you the daily. Today, gap down a little bit, ended up closing about where it opened. We'll look at the intraday real quick. Initial bounce, then a sell-off, and then kind of sideways the rest of the day. What I focused on early, for those of you that weren't in chat, was RIVN. I was looking for shape, right? The market was kind of weak early on. And Rivian, RIVN, certainly had that. So it had downside shape, it had shape change that we look for, and I called it on a 1 minute buy setup when it looked, well, when it looked like this. All right, I thought it was interesting under 80, the whole number 80. I think the IPO price was around 78. It flushed that as well, and then had a really nice bounce. So I called it on a 1 minute candle setup, which I'll show you, which just means the first break of a previous 1 minute candles high with a stop below the previous candle's low. So look at this. I don't think it had a green candle this whole time. Massive volume. And also interesting, this candle topped out at 76.99. So the entry becomes exactly 77 if the next candle hits it, which it did. I sold a chunk over 78 and it rolled back over. And this is the embarrassing part because the stop should have been, entry 77, the stop should have been 75.12. So not even $2 risk on a sell-off like this. That's not bad, right? You got to choose correct position size. But anyway, once I sold some over 78, I just put a break-even stop because things were weak and I wanted to protect my entry. So I get stopped out the rest there. Still made like $1 or something a share. But then watch, that was it. You leave your stop in place. Even if you put your sum in your pocket for $1, you leave your stop on the rest in place and you killed it today, right? And I saw Wayne made over 10 bucks a share on some, or 10 bucks a share. So, man, I got to be more like Wayne. That's my goal for the year. We're 6 days into the year and I'm nowhere near there, right? Anyway, so congrats to anyone who handled that better than I did. That was one call from today. CFLT. Speaking of handling it better than I did, Sophia nailed the crap out of this one. I called it through 61. So it was curling back up. I said over 61, interesting with the high of day above. It was already on bounce watch because of the daily chart. That's important to know. And it breaks 61 and ends up going all the way up to 66.50. Here's the daily to show you what I was looking at. Had support back here. Bounced off this area before. Was 4 days in a row to get there again. And then an initial sell-off. That's a great setup for a potential bounce. And you see what it did. So, so there's a couple of highlights from today. I saw on Twitter that Wayne got DWAC, which I posted DWAC in chat. Volume spike is all I put, right? You know, always if I see a volume spike in something, I put it. I didn't see the news in time. Wayne got this right before the high of day break, I think, and man, the thing just ripped from there. I sat there and I thought, well, no big deal. I'll catch a pullback play in it, and I didn't. It just never gave me an entry. Great argument for the Tokyo setup, and another great grab by Wayne. Absolutely the best trader I know. Anyway, it's certainly interesting for tomorrow. So there's a few highlights from today, but some of these will be on watch for tomorrow. But let me just start at the top the way I've got them listed. So, and by the way, this is in no particular order. BTCS had the big rip yesterday, kind of a quiet inside day today, so it goes back on watch. I already showed you DWAC. Another interesting thing about this is this morning it sold off hard. So you probably sucked in some new shorts there, and then it ends up ripping. So shorts kind of may be in trouble on this one. Plus you had a kind of a recent high of 66.31 in early December. Today's high, 61.85. So a couple potential catalysts. Go back to the daily. So this one's definitely on long watch tomorrow. I think the headline was Trump is going to, his social media program, whatever he's releasing, is going to be in February, which is, you know, next month. So that's what got it popping. Anyway, CFVI is the SPAC that's taken on Rumble, however you want to word that. Had a nice pop yesterday. Today, kind of a quiet inside day. Today's high. And by the way, might just get moving if DWAC rips again because that whole space, they're all kind of in the same, I don't know how to word it, free speech. Social media that actually allows free speech. So that whole genre might get going tomorrow. All right, or might continue tomorrow, I should say. So today's high 1241, and yesterday's high 1256. A couple potential catalysts. HIMX just goes back on bounce watch. No trades in it today. Same thing with JWEL. FLNC looks like, excuse me, a recent IPO, and what, 4 days straight down to basically all-time lows. Whew. By the way, it's like the 4th time I paused the video because I'm starting to cough. And pretty much everybody in my life I know has been or is currently sick. So it's where we are right now. So anyway, I'm going to probably expedite this video. Another bounce play, UDMY. Looking for a snapback bounce. PHUN seems to be lumped in with DWAC. So if DWAC goes again, we're going to look at PHUN for a setup as well. CFLT, I already talked about this really nice bounce. Maybe a continuation of that bounce tomorrow. MTTR, I did catch a trade in this one today. I called it over the high of day, which happened right here thanks to Josh Brown on CNBC. He mentioned it there, and I got it. I already had it on watch. I nailed my entry right here and sold. I think my best sell wasn't quite 17. It was like 16.90, so it was a neat little trade for me. But I am going to put it back on watch because we did bounce off support and close with kind of a candle that's slightly green. So I'm going to watch that one for a follow the day tomorrow. And then a couple potential gappers. GameStop, GME. As I'm speaking right now, it's trading at 161.50. Gapping up on some sort of NFT news or something. It actually went to 175 in after hours at one point. And then MRIN closed at 345 in after hours right now, trading at 464. So another potential gapper, and has had a huge move back here. So maybe worth watching. And before I break out coughing again, I'm going to quit babbling. I'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.